Well, one of the funniest things I remember from my traveling happened in China. And as you know, in China, it's really hard, if not impossible, to communicate with people. And this was before smartphones, when you can get translation. So I'm going into this hotel, and I've been traveling for very, very many days, and I have no clean clothes. So I want to give them my dirty clothes so that they can wash them. But of course, no one speaks English. So how do you explain that you want your clothes washed? This is harder than you think. So there is the bellboy with his red little hat and whatever. And I try to show my clothes. I'm like, you know, whatever. And he looks completely blank. You know, he doesn't know. And I'm like, something like that. And then suddenly his eyes open and he's like, woman? That is funny, to my opinion. So I don't know exactly what he meant. That might have been the only word he knows in English, but probably he thought a foreigner in the town probably wants a woman. What can I say? Now, to move to a scarier story, I was in prison. I always say that you cannot be a real traveler unless you've experienced prison. And so a couple of years ago, I entered Yemen illegally. I bribed the border guards in order to get into the country. And that worked fine until about 100 kilometers into the country, the police got me. I don't think I can quite explain how scary it is to be arrested, to be taken to jail in a country where you know no one and you cannot understand the language. And worst of all, you don't know how the situation will develop. So in your mind, you're thinking, they're gonna put drugs in my bag and then accuse me of drug dealing and then they'll hang me. And all these stories, then you start thinking of the people you love, you know, and try to get strength from good memories from them. I ended up spending the night in a cell full of cockroaches. Then after a few hours, they did the humane thing and took me out into the courtyard, which was full of mosquitoes. So, you know, you can choose cockroaches or mosquitoes. In the morning, I had a bit of a breakdown because I was really scared and I didn't know what would happen. But I think when they saw a big guy like me actually crying, they were like, whoa, you know, let's give this guy a break. And the break basically meant $200 bribe. And then we ended up having lunch in the police station, which I had to pay for. The food was actually really good, and one of the policemen who had just come, so he was not involved in my arrest, actually gave me his Facebook page. So we're Facebook friends.